So this last week has been absolutely jam-packed, really, of a whole bunch of different type of game announcements. Obviously, we had the Xbox Showcase, Summer Games Fest, the Switch 2 released, but a lot of people kind of skipped over the PlayStation State of Play thing that happened. And I don't really blame them for that, because for me, it just wasn't really the best showcase, but I wasn't expecting it to be. And there was one game that really stood out to me in particular, and it's a game we knew about. There was rumors for a long time. It was even kind of shown a little bit at a Nintendo event a little bit ago. Of course, I'm talking about 007 First Light. First of all, I feel like we got played here because I thought that IO Interactive had like a leak and it was named something different, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. But the people behind the Hitman franchise have been making a 007 James Bond game. I really like the name, to be honest, a lot more than whatever I thought the leaked game title was. But 007 First Light is coming to PlayStation, Xbox, PC. It looks like Amazon Epic Games Store, as well as the Switch 2. So this looks like one of the first really big third-party studio games in a while, and I don't think that we have a release date as of now. I think all we know is that it's going to be in 2026. It says on Google that it's also coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. That might be a typo, so I'm not too sure. But this game is set to deliver a standalone reimagining of James Bond's origin story, and it's going to at least look really good. From the gameplay that we saw, I was pretty much instantly sold. We saw the different vehicles, we saw gadgets, which is just basically what James Bond is about. And I'm glad that IO is doing something other than Hitman. It's not that I don't like Hitman as a franchise. I always felt like they could be doing a little more with what they have going. And I think that 007 and James Bond actually fits kind of the Hitman disguises and kind of sneaking around style of gameplay really well. The locations look absolutely stunning so far in the game. And what we've seen is this game seems to be giving you the power to play it your own way. There's different clips of people, it looks like, playing the game differently, whether it's being quieter or being louder and just going in guns blazing. Maybe you want to sneak past somewhere, or even on the website it says, you could use your fists, firepower, gadgets, or even just bluffing your way past guards, which I think is really cool. And if that's fledged out, I think that's actually a really good aspect to the game that not a lot of people have really talked about. If you're able to just like bluff your way through the game, that would be pretty cool. Do like a 0% damage bluff run of 007. I don't know. It even says in one of the main game pillars portion of the website, welcome to MI6. You're actually able to replay missions with additional modifiers. So you can actually play this game a lot of different ways. And it seems like they're trying to make this game last for a while. And it really does show that this is a really unique opportunity for 007 First Light to just introduce James Bond in a little bit of a different way. This is like a more chaotic sandboxy type of experience. It's really built around, it looks like, a narrative for 007. I just think that's really cool. I don't even think we know the actor yet for 007. I don't know. I'm recording this a couple days after the State of Play and I can't see anything, but I actually kind of like that because it just shows that you don't really need to know them because anybody can kind of fit the shoes of James Bond while playing the character, if that makes sense. And it seems like the studio knows this because they're really trying to make you feel like this is a deep dive into the DNA of the character, whether it's a deep dive into the films or the books or anything like that. This game is really searching for what defines James Bond rather than just copying what a movie has done. And a lot of people had fears that this game was going to kind of feel like a reskin of Hitman, and I can totally understand why that fear would be there. But IO Interactive has made it very clear that this is not that reskin, and this is really going for their own thing. A lot of people have talked to different media outlets and have said they've taken this game extremely serious. I think I even saw a quote where they were saying that this felt like the game they were kind of destined to make, which I love when studios are hyping themselves up like that. Obviously, we've been burned a lot from that, so, hopefully not. But I mean, with Bond, you can have humor, you can have seriousness, you can have action, suspense. Obviously, there's romance elements to different James Bond movies. This is one of those games where it feels like there might be something for everybody. I mean, I could see them doing puzzles with different gadgets. I can see them, maybe you have to play this game with the mindset of like a chess player where you have to move all these different pieces to try to get to where you're trying to go. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity here. And there's going to be product placement for the James Bond games. They announced a little bit after that Aston Martin, Coca-Cola, and Jaguar, Omega, Range Rover, there's going to be some product placement in this game. And it's funny because it seems like that's becoming more of the norm. But yeah, 2026 just continues to be a very stacked year for both games and credit card debt, unfortunately. But let me know your thoughts. If you're a big James Bond fan, if you had a certain feeling about this trailer, I'd love to hear it. I'm not like the biggest James Bond or Mission Impossible fan on the planet. I'm not a huge like spy movie fan, so I would love to hear your thoughts on it. If you're, like I said, a huge James Bond fan and you notice different things in this trailer, if you're excited for it or if you're not, I would like to hear why you're not as well. I think it's always good to kind of hear different perspectives. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently. At the time I'm filming this, we're at like 6,900 subscribers, which is crazy. The last couple of days has been insane for the channel, and really the last couple months has been. So we're riding the wave to 10K, so hopefully we get there soon. That would be, again, that's been my goal for this year and my dream since I was a kid, so that would be fucking crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Nate, otherwise known as Wicked, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.